planting Nova, for Chuck and I, it's centered in this hope that Jesus is making all things new, that God is at work here and now for renewal. And so our vision as a church is to see what God is doing and to be a part of it.
These things, wholeness and justice, beauty, community, these are all things that we want to see people living into in their ordinary everyday life. When we see those signs, we know that God is at work in those spaces, and so we want to join in as Jesus' followers. We want to follow his lead and do what he's doing.
So Nova started when a church in Denver, Corona Presbyterian, decided to plant a new church. And they called Chuck and I. We were living in Colorado Springs at the time, and they called us to move up to Denver and to plant Nova.
The relationship with Corona Presbyterian has been incredibly supportive and incredibly helpful, and they have given us space and free rein to let Nova develop into what it needs to develop into.
When we first moved here, I thought people would be in two categories, of not a Christian or a Christian, and met so many people that were somewhere in between, that were trying to figure out what they believed, that maybe were going through deconstruction. Just so many times I'd sit down with someone and hear stories of processing or stories of hurt and harm from the church, and found that was a large part of the population that God was calling us to walk alongside.
Katie and Chuck have been really attentive to the need in Denver specifically for people coming back to church for the first time after a long time, and making this a really safe and kind and joy-filled space.
When it comes to people who are not Christians, maybe people who have been hurt or harmed by the church, I think for us a big part of our role is to listen, to listen to their story, to honor their story and what they've been through, to be, I've heard it called, an empathetic witness. We want to be an empathetic witness to them.
Chuck asked me to reach out to this one person to see if they wanted to be a greeter or some other like Sunday service thing. And I tried to reach out to that person a couple times, but when I talked to Chuck about it, I was thinking that he would say something maybe negative about this person. But what I got was, well, we have to be curious. What's going on in their life. Maybe they're stressed, maybe they're away. Instead of jumping to judgment, he asked me to be curious. That to me is huge.
This is the second Eco Church that I've gotten to lead worship at, and I have so much respect for the leaders. And this year I'm going to attend the national gathering, and I'm really excited to go and to learn more about Eco and to connect with others in our denomination.
It's a great place to be a woman who is a pastor and a church planter in Eco. I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, Eco is not trying to force like a one-size-fits-all solution onto us, but like coming alongside us and helping support us in the ways that we need in our particular context.
Yeah, we're really grateful for the support of Eco as we plant Nova. That support comes in a lot of different ways. High on that list would be the coach that we've had through Eco. She's been a tremendous gift to us, walking with us. There's all kinds of financial support, relational support, prayers. It matters a lot to know you're not alone. This will come as a surprise to no one, but church planting is hard. And to know that you're not alone, it means everything.